Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. If you are new, welcome to TCTSY. If you join regularly, then it is wonderful to see you again. My name is Sari, and this is my sign name. I'd like to recognize and honor that this is a bit strange that I'm here instead of Stephanie Taxel. Typically, Taxel is the facilitator for TCTSY practice. However, for 2 weeks, Taxel is on vacation, taking some personal time. So I feel very grateful and honored to be here with all of you. But I want to recognize it can feel a bit different with a new person on camera. So, that being said, within TCTSY, movement is never required. You may choose to sit, stand, lie down, take a nap, maybe go outside for a walk, simply watch without moving, maybe just chill. All of that taken into consideration is important within TCTSY because how you feel every day is going to change throughout the day. And each day is going to be different. Within those changes, you are welcome to decide in that moment what feels right, what feels good and beneficial for you in that moment. Today, I will offer practice mostly standing. Some movements I might do with my chair. You're welcome to use a chair or not, whatever you may decide. You may choose to practice laying down, standing, seated, anywhere you'd like. So, if or when you feel ready, you may choose to notice the space around you, maybe noticing the temperature of the room or the lighting. Maybe if you're close to a lamp or a window, maybe noticing how it might feel right now to be you and in your body. One option for noticing what's happening within your body is to notice your breath as you inhale, as you exhale. You don't have to change anything with your breath, maybe just recognizing that, maybe a sense of expansion in your middle body, or maybe not, which is okay as well. Another way for noticing may be to scan some of the muscles. So maybe noticing more specifically the muscles in your face, like your forehead or your scalp, maybe the muscles around your eyes, maybe the muscles along your jaw, possibly the muscles through your neck, maybe along your shoulders, maybe the muscles through your arms and your hands, maybe the different muscles in your front body or in your back body. Maybe noticing the muscles in your legs or your feet or maybe your toes. So maybe here for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths, noticing those breaths or choosing to notice those muscles. If you like, again, maybe for 8, possibly 7 more, maybe 6 more, maybe 5 more, possibly 4 more, maybe for 3, maybe 2 more here, and maybe one more moment. If you'd like to practice with movement today, I will offer some head movements, some neck movements, maybe looking back and forth, possibly choosing to alternate, or maybe staying on one side and pausing for a moment if that feels beneficial for you. Another option can be to tilt the ear towards the shoulder. Again, maybe choosing to alternate from side to side. Another option could be to sort of use your nose to guide your head, maybe choosing to turn in circles, small circles or large circles. So maybe some type of movement here with the neck for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths if you'd like. Maybe for 6 more here. Possibly 5 more. Maybe 4 more here. Maybe 3 more. Possibly 2 more here. And if you want, maybe 1 more here. Next, I will offer some movement for the hands, arms, shoulders. One option could be to start with maybe just noticing your hands if you want to open and close your fingers together, maybe sort of stretching those fingers out, or almost if you were playing an imaginary piano. Now, another option could be to rotate maybe your hands, your forearms as well, if you'd like, and then sort of expanding the movement or becoming larger. So, starting with the hands and sort of working your way up to include the arms and shoulders, and possibly noticing your back body or any rotation within your shoulders. You may choose to add sort of a flow here with the movement if you want, maybe choosing to use both arms or possibly just using one arm if you prefer. So, again, maybe here for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths, some sort of rotation or movement with the hands and arms. Maybe 7 more here. Maybe 6 more here. Maybe 5 more. Possibly 4 more here. Maybe 3 more. Possibly 2 more here. you'd like, maybe one more. Next, I will offer a side stretch. Maybe you may choose to begin by noticing your feet and how your weight is placed on your feet, maybe choosing to step your feet apart. Be careful if your cat is kind of copying my cat here, laying at your feet. You may choose within this to sort of move your weight back and forth. You might choose to sort of lunge or lean further to one side or the other, whatever feels good for you. Maybe choosing to focus on your balance. Another choice here could be to add your arms in, maybe the same direction as your knee, possibly choosing to bend that knee, maybe stretching your arm up and over. Another option could be to pause on one side or maybe moving back and forth, perhaps choosing some rotation here, maybe rotating to the back and then back to the front. So maybe again for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths, perhaps some movement or maybe a side stretch, whatever you'd like. Maybe 7 more, possibly 6 more here, maybe 5 more, maybe 4 more, possibly 3 more, perhaps 2 more moments here. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more. So again, for balance, maybe starting with some calf raises or possibly choosing to just start with your feet, maybe lifting up on your toes. One option here is to do one foot and then maybe the other foot, possibly rotating back and forth. There's no better or worse way to practice. Again, you may choose to do both or one at a time. So, really, just whatever is beneficial for you today. Like I said, there's no better or worse. Maybe choosing to add in some hand movement, possibly raising your arms up, maybe noticing here any sensation or any movements that may happen with the middle body, possibly any muscle engagement that may help you keep your balance and not fall. So, again, maybe for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths. You may choose to match this movement with your breathing as you raise your hands with the inhale, maybe lowering them with the exhale. And you might choose to pause on your toes as well. And you might kind of choose to play around with where you look and how it affects your balance. If you're looking up, it may be a bit harder to balance. So, really just seeing whatever is the best fit for you this morning. So, again, here for a count of 8 if you'd like. maybe 7 more, possibly 6 more here, maybe 5 more, possibly 3 more, maybe 2 more. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more here. Next, I will add in some movement for the front of the legs. Maybe sort of a slow movement here, lowering down, raising back up. You may choose to do both legs at the same time. And sometimes with that, we may notice just that part and maybe not the part of standing back up. But I would like to offer maybe noticing how you're moving, any thoughts that might come up for you, or any sensation that might come up for you as you're raising back up. Sometimes can feel a bit slow or boring if you prefer a quicker pace. So maybe just noticing your thoughts throughout this movement, possibly again for a count of 8 or for 8 breaths. Another option could be whenever you are down or up, either way, possibly choosing with your knees bent to raise your foot up on your toes, or maybe as you stand back up and straighten your leg choosing to go up on your toes. So, some sort of lowering movement, maybe for a count of 8, or again for 8 breaths. Maybe 7 more, possibly 6 more. Maybe continuing for 5, possibly 4 more here. Maybe 3 more, two more. And if you'd like, maybe 1 more here. Next, I will offer some sort of forward fold. One option here could be to use a chair. If using a chair, you may choose to sort of stretch your shoulders or the back of your leg as well. Maybe choosing to give a bit more attention to your shoulders and upper body, or possibly to the back of the legs. Maybe connecting your attention to where you'd like to see more of a stretch. If you are standing, one option here could be to fold to the knee or all the way down to the floor. There's no good or bad. There's no goal as far as how much you're folding. It's more of what is best for you. And please feel free to come out of the fold whenever you're ready. You may choose to come up and go back into the fold. Maybe here for a count of 5 for some sort of fold if you like. And you may choose to step your feet together or further apart. It's entirely up to you. But again, maybe here for a count of 5. Maybe 4 more. Possibly 3 more here. Maybe 2 more. And perhaps 1 more moment here. The last movement I will offer, sorry, maybe not actually the last movement yet. Give me just 1 moment. He's trying to play and bite me. He's still a kitten, so. So next I will offer a squat or a stretch, if you will, maybe some feet and toe stretching as well. You may take notice here of the back of your leg, possibly choosing to use your hands and lean forward slightly. Again, maybe noticing your toes and any sensation there. You may choose to move around. Feels a bit intense, so if it's not comfortable, please feel free to stand up at any point in time if you prefer. Maybe for a count of 4. Possibly 3 more. Maybe 2 more here. And maybe last one. The final movement I will offer is some arm raises up and over, and then maybe adding in a fold. And if you'd like, coming back up out of the fold and raising those arms again and back down. And maybe one more time here if you'd like. So it's now 9:41, which is a time for rest for 3 minutes. Rest is whatever rest means for you. So maybe closing your eyes, lying down, sitting, it's entirely up to you. If you want to come back, we will close practice together at 9:44. I will see you then. Okay, so if you would like again to maybe notice how it feels to be here in your body and how it feels to be you. Thank you so very much for coming to practice. You are valuable. Your work is valuable. Thank you for choosing what is right for you moment by moment. And I'm grateful to share this space with you. And thank you to Shelby, our interpreter. I hope you all take care.